What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video with me, Matt Hall. Hope you're good, hope you're good week, and hope your training's on point and all that shit. And welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you're all good, hope you had a good week. Today is Saturday. We are joined in the UK by Storm Dennis. What you saying, bro? You ain't stopping nothing. But yeah, Storm Dennis is in. We had a storm last week. I can't remember what it was called. It was like Kira or Sierra or something like that, which was I think apparently down to the forecast was a lot worse than this one here. This is like, I think last week we had like up to 90-mile-an-hour winds. I think today is going up to like 50-mile-an-hour, so it's still windy. But it doesn't stop a lot of shit, you know what I mean? If you want the gains, you want the results, you got to get to the Mattyhallfitness gym, which I'm going to in a little bit. But I thought I'd give you guys a little top 3 tips before I head off out. So my top 3 tips today is simply how to get bigger arms. I know a lot of you guys watching this are thinking the same thing. You go to the gym. What is the one thing really that guys want? If you go to the gym, you want bigger arms, because when you go out, you want to look good. When you see the girl, when you see a little chica over there, she's looking real nice, and you're like, I need some good arms. And then you're like, that pop, and then she's over, taking your number and everything. So, sit back, relax, enjoy, make sure you drop the video a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. Right then, guys, so my tip number 1 is simply make sure you're training them enough and giving them enough time. So this is basically meaning a lot of people will do a lot of people won't really do arms. A lot of people don't really enjoy arms. I know I'm a rare breed and I love doing arms. I love smashing it bis and tries, getting that juicy pump, looking good. But a lot of people don't like it, which I find weird personally, but everyone's each to themselves. But the simple thing is make sure you're training them enough, because some people will just do biceps once and triceps once a week and that is it. Guys, you got to be hitting it like 2 or 3 times a week if you want it to grow. So at the minute, I'm trying to improve my bench press, and at the minute I'm doing bench press 3 times a week. So I'm training it on a Monday, I'm training it on a Wednesday or Thursday, and then I'm training it on Saturday or Sunday, depending on, normally it's Saturday if I'm doing it on Monday, but obviously I'll explain my one in a bench press video. But anyway, that is what I'm basically doing. So you got to make sure you're training it enough, because if you train it on, say, a Monday, and then you wait until the next Monday to train it again, like, fucking hell, man. Where's it gonna grow? You ain't training that shit. You know what I mean? You gotta hit that hard. I'm getting too excited into this because it's arms. It's something I'm passionate about, and the camera's even shaking. Oh my gosh. Woo! But yeah, you got basically tip number 1 is make sure you're training it enough. And if you guys need any advice and ask me questions, how many times I train it, what exercise I do, drop me a message on Instagram or comment down below and you want a more in-depth video, and I'll create that for you guys. But that is tip number 1. Make sure you're training them enough. Tip number 2 is if you're looking to bulk up and get bigger arms, it's facts that you need to be eating enough food. So you need to be in a calorie surplus, because if you're not eating enough food, this for like any muscle part, like you ain't gonna get bigger if you're not in a calorie surplus. That basically, a calorie surplus is making sure you're eating more calories than what your calorie maintenance is. So your calorie maintenance is basically, so mine, say for example at the minute, is around 3,000. If I eat 3,000 calories every day, do nothing, I'll stay the same weight, the same size, nothing will change. Obviously I'm looking at growing at the minute, so I need to add on more. I need to work out obviously how many calories I'm burning through the day as well, because obviously that will come off. So say I burn 500 calories during the day while I'm walking around or doing shit. So that means that I need to be on 3,500 calories just to then be on maintenance again. So then I might need to have 3,700 to have that 200 extra calories every day to put the size on. So that is basically what a calorie surplus is, guys. And if you're not in one of them and you're looking at bigger arms, you just won't get bigger. It's like if you want to cut, like flip it around. If you want to cut but you're eating 500 calories more than what you should be having, you ain't gonna lose weight, are you? That's a fact. That's like the simple side of putting on weight and losing weight. So that is basically tip number 2, guys, is make sure you're eating enough food and working out your calories. Right then, guys, my tip number 3, my final tip is maybe put them on a day on their own. So obviously I said to you, tip number 1, guys, make sure you're training them enough. Maybe even specialize on them, because basically when it comes to we're going to the gym, take your pre-workout and whatever exercise you do first, obviously you got your most amount of energy in. So say for example, you go in and you do bench press, okay? your bench press will obviously improve, or you're likely to improve, because it is your exercise number one, which arguably I agree with, because it is your compound lift. Your compound lift should always be your first exercise, because you need your most energy to obviously progress on that, and that's the ones that you want to be hitting the most. Then you go off and do incline bench, then you do flies, then whatever. By the time you've got to your second muscle, which is I might be bicep or tricep, you are fatigued to fuck, and you haven't got enough energy to put into that workout. So you might be able to bicep curl, say 25 kg when you're fatigued, but you might be able to do 30 kg fresh. So that is what I'm trying to say to you guys, is if you go in one day, you say every Saturday I'm gonna go in and just train arms. You do a superset, biceps and triceps, so they get even amount of energy. But then you can do more on that muscle group. So bicep curls, you might be able to bang out 30 kg instead of 25. So obviously your muscles are lifting heavier, they're ripping more, they're lifting more weight, you're gonna put on more size, you're gonna put on more muscle, and you're gonna get these chicas in the club. You get me? But anyway, guys, that is my 3 tips on how to get bigger arms. It's my own opinion. A lot of you guys might be watching this and thinking, Matt, you're chatting a load of shit. But at the end of the day, this is my opinion, it's what worked for me, it's what I know. So don't hate me. But anyway, that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you have, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new, because you know it's worth it. But as always, guys, stay focused, stay positive, keep up with positive. And I hope me and Storm Dennis, hopefully I do, but not Storm Dennis, we'll see you in the next one.